TNT Radio, tu radio en Internet.
Bien, tenemos hoy con nosotros, y además me llena de orgullo tenerlo porque la banda ha tenido una evolución tremenda a lo largo de los años. Se crearon en el 2015, se llaman METALITE, son suecos, aunque no sé si lo pronuncio bien, él me dirá, y han lanzado recientemente, el pasado 19 de enero, su último disco, Expedition 1, del que vamos a hablar con su guitarrista Edwin. Hi Edwin, a pleasure for me to have you here.
Hello, thank you very much. It's been a good time to talk to you for a bit.
Yes, of course. For me, always is a very good time talking with musicians.
I see.
Well, you are a new band yet, but you have certain experience since your creations. What changes have you seen in the metal scene since 2015 to now?
Well, there have been very much things happening in the world, kind of pandemics, war, and some economic crisis and stuff. And also the music, how people listen to music, streaming, you have to follow the algorithms and stuff like that. So we have also experienced that people are buying vinyls more now and what they did for about 10 years ago. So that's my answer.
Well, it's curious that because you are right. Now the first sales for a band is vinyl. No one buys CDs. What do you think about this change?
We have sold a lot of CDs also, but people really want the vinyls now, and it was kind of hard under the pandemic time. It took about 1 year to press the vinyls for us, so it took a long time. There was a time for waiting, but CDs also is a cool thing, I think, at least, because it's a they have this CDs booklet and the artwork and stuff like that. And yeah, CDs are cool too, I think. But I prefer vinyl.
Well, the first way to sell music right now, I think, is the discharge. The digital discharges in internet platforms such as Spotify or Apple Music. This is the first way to buy music, but it was perverse. It was a perversion because the people hear songs but not records. The people sing. Yeah. The people hear one song, two songs, but not records. What is the impact of this for a band?
We have to change our planning before a release. For example, for this album, I think was five different singles before the album was released, and you really need to follow the algorithm and the rules that the streaming platforms set up. So that's the big change, I think, and it's getting harder and harder with a lot of bands to reach through the masses. It's a kind of hard times for bands also right now. They're fighting for exposure.
Well, speaking about your music, the production of your albums have evolved, and in this case, I think it is notably better. How evolved your way of record along the years?
Our recording, the way of have changed. I think I record in the same way. I think I write the songs and I sit home and record, but maybe the production, how it mixed. We got the help from Jacob Hansen, and he always evolved too. He's a professional, real professional. But he also have to evolve his sound. So if we like the guitars at the Biomechanicals album, then Virtual World got little bit heavier, and now I think Expedition 1 is a little bit heavier than the Virtual World. So I think the METALITE has evolved years with Jacob Hansen's help to get a bit heavier, a bit crispier. The sound has evolved, but the songs is still the same. I really love the songs on the first album, even though the production isn't very good as it is now. But yeah.
Okay, Expedition 1 is a concept album. Can you explain the concept to the record?
Yeah, the concept is, and the story is, the year is 2055, and the Earth is totally destroyed by a lot of stuff happening in situations, and war and people's health, and it's a real trouble here. So we 5 commanders are going to space to find another place to live. That's the story.
Well, do you think the Earth is going to this point in 2055 or in 2011? I don't know, because the last events in Earth, such the wars in Israel and in Ukraine, the last pandemic. Do you think that the Earth is condemned?
I am optimistic. I don't think that the Earth is going to collapse, but well, you never know. But I hope that we can turn this spiral, and end it, and turn this bad behavior, so we can still live on Earth in 2055.
Well, nonetheless, you give a bit of hope or a little chance to survive exploring new planets. Do you think in the future that humanity will have to look for a new home between the stars because the Earth will be destroyed?
I think that the people will search for other places to live out in space, and maybe there will be just another Earth, I hope that we can still live on Earth that we do now, and get an alternative planet to live on, that we can travel between and visit our cousins and families and stuff on other planets, maybe. I think people, they are longing to go out on and find a new planet. And as you can see that right now, the rockets are already going up in space for tourists and stuff like that. And it's not impossible.
Well, your sound evolved too in this record. It is more heavier, more powerful than the other albums, I think, but is more symphonic too, including more electronic and pop melodies than the previous ones. Why this change? Why this including of pop melodies and more electronic?
I really like the electronic stuff, and when I wrote this album, I didn't think about how much electronic I wanted or which kind of melodies I write. I just take the ideas from and sit in the studio and record. And this was the outcome of it. So I didn't think that much on what kind of melodies I wrote then, stuff like that. So I didn't plan it. It's just ideas coming out of my head into the computer and recording. Yeah.
Well, one of the strong points in the album is the innovation in your sound. Do you want to attract new audience that never listened to METALITE before?
Yeah, of course. We really like to get new fans and get down in the ages, to get to the youth and metal, older people who listen to the the classic power metal and stuff like that. But I think the younger people wants a little more modern metal, and I hope the younger generation will listen to us and to our music, and they will grow up with metal, of course.
I think in the metal world we have now two audiences, some differences between, because there are the old people, the old metalheads who listen Iron Maiden, Saxon, new wave of British heavy metal or traditional stuff, and the new people. But I think there are less people liking metal right now, between now and the 80s. The new people, the new listeners, want some kind of new band, such Beast in Black, for example, bands who including pop melodies, such as you are.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the new generation of metal heads, they listen a lot of, they get exposure of a lot of pop. So the bridge going from metal, from the pop to the metal, you need to have these bands that take melodies in the metal stuff and bring them over to the metal scene and listen to a lot of new metal bands. I think is very important.
Do you think it is the future of the metal, this kind of sound?
I listen to a lot of different metal, so this is just a genre that I like a lot. You know, Beast and Black, Battle Beast, Amaranth, stuff like that, with a lot of keyboards. And I also listen a lot of like death metal, like In Flames and the Halo Effect and stuff like that. It's modern metal in growl, but they have a really, really, really good production. And I always like the music, you know, when the production is crispy and nice.
Well, there are 16 songs in the album, and it is very long, about 70 minutes. Can't you tell your story in less time or in less songs? Why so long album?
Actually, when we started to write the songs, we got so much ideas of this. So we decided to go for 14 songs from the beginning. But then we had the Hurricane and Take My Hand also. We released them like songs that should be between the albums, you know, between the Virtual World and this one. But the label, they saw that these songs were also streamed a lot and people liked them. So we needed to have them on the album too. So that's why we got 2 bonus 14 songs. We got Expedition 1 to Utopia, and then we got 2 more songs, Hurricane and Take My Hand. 14 is still a lot of songs on an album, but I think now we really love this kind of big epic album, you know. But we'll see for next time how many songs we will place on an album. Maybe we use 10 or 11 as usual.
Well, in the other hand, one of the weak points is this, certainly. It's a very long album and could be annoying for the listener because all the songs are in a similar way. There are no big differences. Why do you think about it? What do you do for the audience listen this album?
We have planned the album, you know, after we wrote the songs, and we have done a lot of different, you know, tempos, and we have this ballad, we have this instrumental song, and of course we need the METALITE classic sounding songs also. So we have really tried to make it like dynamic, but as you say, it's 16 songs, and it's hard to be dynamic when you do like METALITE and produce all hits all the time, you know. People are getting like, maybe they're getting tired, of course, but I hope that they can listen to the song also in separate and not just all the songs all the time. Maybe they found their favorites and just listen to one song or 2, 3. Yeah.
Yes, for example, for me, there are a couple of songs in the album that are very, very, very best or better than the other songs. For example, New Generation for me is a very good song. Or In My Dreams, of course, In My Dreams, and the 2 bonus tracks, Take My Hand and Hurricane, are extremely good songs. Why bonus tracks and not in the album?
Thank you. Yeah, I really like these songs, and that's classic METALITE style, and it's melodic, it's keyboards, is Erica's fantastic voice, and this great choirs and harmonies. It's really great.
But this is very curious that the 2 bonus tracks for me are 2 of the best tracks in the album.
Yeah, that's kind of strange, but you know, we didn't release them between the albums because they were bad. You know, we released them because we hadn't the place to put them on the Virtual World album. So let's release them as middle tracks, and now it's bonus tracks, and maybe the best song you ever heard with METALITE. That's kind of strange.
Well, after 4 records, after 4 albums, you are a band with a certain international recognition, but obviously you aren't on the top of your style. What do you think is your actual position, and how do you plan jump higher than you are right now?
Yeah, I really don't know. We have done so much these past years we have worked really hard to to come to this point that we are now. And we really need to get out and play live, you know. We have 2 years in the pandemic that we couldn't do anything, and it really hurt, you know. And 2 years is kind of a long time, you know, for a band that is aiming for the top. So we really need to go out and play live and focus on that right now. And then we will be back in the studio and do some more hits. But for first, play live.
Well, about playing live, after the pandemic, there are a lot of bands touring all the time. Before the pandemic, there are, I think, perhaps 60% of the bands touring at the time. Now we have 90% of the bands touring at the time. What are the effects of that? Because a band like you is not a well-known band or not a first-line band. What can you do to have live performances?
We have to work with the right people. We really have to good management, a good booking company, which we have right now, and we really need to we you know, it's kind of hard, you know. Economics isn't that good for bands, you know. It's kind of expensive to go out on tour, so we have to promote it more, and we really need to go out and play. So there's no we cannot do it in another way, you know.
Well, do you have scheduled dates for live performances yet? Yes, for this spring or this summer, do you have scheduled dates?
Yeah, in the middle of March, in about 3 weeks, I think, we're going out together with Leaves Ice, North Tail, and Catalyst Crime on a tour to the UK and Germany. We will be out in 2 weeks. And a lot of shows. So that's the first tour we're doing now in March.
Leaves Ice and North Tail will be in Spain next spring. Why do you don't come with them?
We decided to just go for 2 weeks for the beginning, and we have some other plans coming to Spain this spring, but not with Leaves Ice then, but another band. And I cannot tell you about it right now, but I think you will hear about it.
Well, you will be in Spain next spring for sure.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Okay, Barcelona too, I hope.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And now, finally, what are the future plans for METALITE?
Yeah, I can't say it too much, but we need to go out and play live. So let's just plan a lot of tours and festivals for spring, summer. And in October, we're going together with Pain, if you have heard Pain. We're going with them in Scandinavian tour. Finland, Norway, and Sweden for about in 2 weeks, I think, is also there. So we have these 2 tours, and we got some festivals to play, and we hope to get to the festivals in Spain also.
I hope to. Well, you will have a very busy year, I think. 2024 will be a very busy year for you, and I hope
a good year.
A very good year. I hope or I wish you jump to the first line of the music of the symphonic metal music in this year or next year.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really hope that too.
Well, it was a pleasure for me to stay with you, Edwin.
My pleasure.
Obviously, if you come to Spain, if you come to Barcelona, I will be there.
Oh, great. Then we should take a beer together or something.
Okay. Thank you, Edwin. Goodbye.
Yeah, have a good time. Bye-bye.
TNT Radio. Tu radio en Internet.